I just came across this video. I came across it on the 9-Day Fiance Reddit, but George Mossy on Instagram, shout out to him. He's the one who originally first shared this. This was shared by Sophie's mother, Claire. So these are a few videos showing how Rob treats Sophie behind the scenes when the cameras aren't around. This is Rob threatening to smash Sophie's phone and wanting her to pay for it. Even though she's in the USA on a K1, she can't work, she has no money, he's threatening her and making her cry. It gets worse, trust me, there's more to follow. I'm sick of being accused of a controlling mom, but right now I step back. So let's see how he is treating her.
Keep playing with me. Keep playing with me. It's not yours, Sophie. You haven't paid a dime towards that phone. How is it yours?
I can try something. I need it because I don't feel safe with you.
I don't feel safe with you either.
Okay, why did you even ask me to come get me then?
You said you were coming home. I mean, eventually I would think if you act like you give a fuck about this relationship, you come home. But the more of our relationship, the worse it's going to be when you finally come home. You're going to have to eat some shit.
This next one is when Sophie's mom showed up to Rob's when Sophie and Rob were fighting. And apparently Sophie had locked herself in a closet with the dog. And when she showed up, the dog was shaking. And everybody just seemed scared. It wasn't a good situation.
You want toxicity about the relationship. Because if I was an athlete, I'd be whooping your ass right now telling you ain't going nowhere, my wife. But no, I'm letting you go. But I'm finna really let you go. It's either, I don't even know what the hell. I can take.
That man has some balls to be talking to her in front of her mama like that. I could never talk to my partner in front of their mother like that. That is crazy. Here, LVOSS says she needs to end this relationship right now. When people show you who they are, believe them. He has anger issues and control issues. He also basically said if he could, he would beat her. And I promise you, coming from a DV survivor, that's coming. You can't save or change him. Let him go. And what happens if he does take her phone? I would be so scared. I would not want to be around him because if he does anything, you can't record it. You can't call for help. And it's just, you need something, especially when she's over here in the United States and she does not know anybody at all. That is just extremely controlling to get to the point where you're taking her cell phone away from her, especially when you know that you have to support her financially and she came here depending on you and you're letting her down. She should have never came over here to begin with. They should have never got married. And for those of you guys who don't know, this couple is going to be returning on 90 Day The Last Resort Season 2. And let's see what the other people are saying. KCB6 says, oh no, he's not likable at all, but this is a whole nother level. Hope she can get away from him. And someone else said, oh no way, I'd have left and said a heck with the green card. Sativa Genetics says he's such an unhealed man. It's crazy. He could be jelly of her low key. And someone else said he's an insane narcissist and a giant D-bag. And someone else said he is such a knob. Run and don't look back. Sophie's mom, Claire, also made a few other posts to her stories. I don't know why she decided to choose the smallest text in the world to write this with. It's a little hard to read, but let's see if we can zoom in and try to figure out what she's talking about. And she had to use the cursive on top of it, which makes it even harder. I think I'm going to be able to get this, though. Let go, let God. That's the saying that people used to tell me when people done you wrong. They said, let it go. God sees everything to me. God is the universe, but I've got 24 hours, and I'm going to post the real truth about what's going on. There's been so many lies. I have to walk away and go back to Spain. If anyone lives in Texas, please take care of Sophie because she's a girl that's I can't say this word on YouTube without getting demonetized, but ADDICT, a drug user. She smokes weed every night on a bang? And what about, okay, is she saying she's a drug user because she smokes weed? Then that's a little harsh, you know? That's like calling somebody a junkie because they're a pothead. I mean, I guess you could be one of those people that have to have weed, but to where it actually starts affecting your life. But that kind of like reminds me of like, you know, old school people who used to call weed dope and it'd make it sound so much worse than it really is. And let's see what else she says. This is so hard to read. I don't know why she chose this text. You guys can try to break this apart if you want. This is really hard to see. I mean, this text is a little better, but let's see. Still pretty small. I don't know why she didn't make the text bigger. Maybe she don't know how. I don't know. She says, sorry when I said is an ADDICT, smoked weed every day on a bang, and he's like one demon-possessed person. I meant K, not Sophie. Okay, so she wasn't talking about Sophie when she said that, even though she made it sound like that. She corrected herself. The mom says, my best friend just told me that Claire looks really bad, like serious to worry about. And then I said, oh my God, no, what I mean is let go. Let God and people do you wrong. Let go of it. God, universe, whatever they see, everything what you put out, you get back. And then, let's see, this is the last thing I believe she said. This text is better. This is the kind of text we need to be able to read this stuff, like with the purple background. It makes it so much easier. Okay, so she says, there's a situation, and here's what's really strange. My daughter has been brought out very protected. So, okay, I think she meant brought up. My daughter has been brought up very protected. So technically, even though business-minded, she's really good, but street savvy, she's very naive. And all my friends I've known for 20 years plus back in Spain all hate Rob. However, was gone down recently. They're like, if your daughter treats you like this and been manipulated by Kay, I must gone down these people that hated Rob. I must gone down these people that hated. I don't know what she's trying to say there. I know she's from another country. You guys can try to understand what she's trying to say there. These are professionals, liars, doctors back in Spain. They're actually saying to me now, even close family. I feel bad for Rob because maybe Sophie has done to him. What has gone on now, the worst is this is KK, and the worst thing is that Sophie doesn't see it. What has gone on now, the worst is this is KK, and the worst is that okay. But I literally cannot believe I'm going to say this, but how and what has gone down? Rob is a narcissist and hasn't treated my daughter well. Feel a bit bad for him because I've been on the receiving end, and friend is a weirdo. I'm just posting this in about 24 hours. I'm coming off social media. I don't really care, but I feel like the truth needs to get out there. Sophie ended up responding after her mother ended up leaking these videos. She says, that's fine. Tell her or my family they'll never get $1 from me. And if she posts one more thing, I'll post all the ABUSC abuse videos of her and the proof of her on drugs and mental health issues, as I need to protect myself from her if she's trying to ruin my life. So she's free to do it, but I will protect myself if needed. And I'm not afraid of her. Tell her I'm in LA already with Rob, so I'm good on my end, and it's very evident by her post that she's not mentally okay. I've also spoke to TLC, who will be dealing with this. I want no more contact with her for now, and she can leave me alone, or if she chooses to continue, I'll need to do what I need to protect. The mom responded with some pretty graphic pictures of these injuries that she got after she got beat up while she was on drugs, and she pretty much just said, look, I'm not ashamed of my past. I'm clean. I'm no longer on drugs. I've worked past that, so you can't use that against me anymore. And I would just be so upset if I was trying to vent to my mother and send her these videos to show her what's going on, and then find out that she leaked it to the internet so all the blogs and everybody who follows the show can see it. I would be so upset. Your mother, out of all people, you're supposed to be able to trust with your business. What do you guys think about all this? I hope once they come on the last resort, I hope that they decide to go their separate ways, and that's the end for them, because this is a toxic relationship. It's only going to develop to get worse as time goes on, because you can tell they do not know how to communicate. They do not know how to work out their problems. It's obvious that Rob has some anger issues and some controlling issues, and that is something that I don't think is going to be able to get fixed unless they get counseling. But Rob is just so narcissistic that he thinks he doesn't need no help, and he thinks he knows it all. But that is it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.